when a client receive IRS letter.
The IRS.
IRS.
The IRS.
The IRS.
So what happened is IRS as itself, when name comes IRS, everybody panics. They just go, oh my God, what happened? They start getting heart attack. So, this is what I tell all my clients. You don't need to get heart attack. Relax. It can be very simple letter that you missed something in the tax return or document. So you have to read it carefully. What happened is if you start panicking and then you try to pressure your tax professional or your the person who's helping you, then you're creating the extra pressure. So what I would recommend, as soon as you receive the letter, instead of discussing it verbally, send it to the tax professional and give them time, to read and manage, and, help you how to deal with IRS. Because most of the client, I don't know, what is your experience when client received letter? How many days they have a deadline on this letter, and how soon client contact you?
Like 75 days, maybe
Normally 30 days.
30.
Yeah. So normally 30 days. So usually what client they do is they almost waste or forget
And there are different types of letters.
different type of
IRS
letter.
letters.
Normally it's 30 days. IRS gives you 30 days to respond. And then most clients, what they do is they are busy in their daily life, and then they missed contacting tax professional in timely manner. Sometimes they just have 2 3 days and they start like, oh Irfan, I need help right away. I got this letter. Oh my God, I've got 2 3 days left. So I mean, in that case, it's very difficult for us to handle this situation, whether it's a new client or the old clients, because then there is a chance that you miss that late deadline. And then if you try to pressurize tax professional, whether it's me or someone else, if we are in the tax season, during the tax season, we have very limited time to respond to every single client. So we have to make sure that we save the time, try to help those who are organized and whose documents are organized. So if you can be organized, the moment you receive the letter, the first priority you should have as a taxpayer, that you contact immediately to the tax professional.
Okay.
Yes.
So, Irfan, if someone hasn't filed for several years,
Several years, yes.
so what problem they will face in future, or if they hasn't filed?
If they have not filed for few years, definitely there is a problem. And first, I would go back. I'll take a step back. First, the question you have to ask is the CSR. The client can call you and ask you that, hey, this is XYZ, and I have not filed my tax return for several years. So, first question you have to ask is if they have any income all those years. That's the first question. And then taxpayers, they should know if they had any earnings those years, and then we can help. So now when they call, client call most of the time, then like they want to file several years, do they always have their documents?
No, they don't have.
They don't have the documents. So what do you suggest? Do you have an idea, or what do you suggest those clients?
We suggest them to upload the documents to our
Right.
portal and let's see their situation in
Right.
Texas.
What if they don't have the documents?
We don't.
Okay. So basically, when client don't have the documents, we should refer them to IRS website. Everyone should have the login ID password on the IRS website, and they should be able to locate their tax documents. So when you go to the IRS database, so it's very important to understand the terminology. So there are documents called wage and income transcript, and then there's another title called tax transcript, and then there is a third one called account transcript. So basically, the wage and income transcripts are the documents that your employers or your contractors or your vendor, they report to IRS that how much money they paid you over the period of time in the year, during the year. And then they issue year-end statement. Sometimes it calls 1099 miscellaneous NEC,
Yeah.
depending on whatever applies. So they issue that, and then they report to IRS. So that is called wage and income transcript. Same way the employer also report W2 with IRS. So
Okay.
if you lost your W2, if you lost your 1099, and companies are have been closed and you are not in a good term with the company, but the best way to approach is to just go to IRS website, log into your account, and pull all your transcripts from there. Wage and income transcript. Remember, wage and income transcript from IRS website. That will help you file, prepare your, that'll help you prepare your return.
Okay.
Okay, so
And let's move to another section.
another section.